Hello and welcome to another edition of A Colorado Conversation. My name is Ken Clark and I thank you for joining me this morning. Today we got a special guest. You've probably seen her at sporting events. Thousands and thousands of fans have heard her sing the national anthem many times.
Yes.
Many times. It's good to see you. Her name's Angie Leedholm. She's here today. Good to see you.
You too.
Thanks for coming in.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I tell you what, so we have these Colorado Conversations. It's a chance to talk to people in the area who are doing amazing things. And you're one of them. I want to know, I met you the other night at the Parker Awards dinner for the Parker Police, but you've been doing this for quite a long time.
Yes.
Take me all the way back to the beginning where you decided that you wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
What was it? What was it that led you down that path?
So, my parents decided they were going to take me to see the movie Annie when I was 3.
Okay.
And I was just mesmerized and thought all redheads were just supposed to sing. And so that's exactly what I did. I went home and I listened to my Annie LP over and over and over, and my Smurfs and my Chipmunks, and I just, until I learned every song. And as I, aged up, I told my parents, I want to do this, and they just, yeah, right, okay, whatever.
But then you did it.
I did it. It wasn't until 6th grade when I was in my first competition at school. We had a small school, so it was like kindergarten through 12th grade.
Okay.
And it was just a talent show, and it was for $100. And my choir teacher played for me, and I won. And my mom's like, oh my. I think she wants to do this.
You just came home with $100. You just had your first paid gig.
Yeah, that was it.
What was the song you were singing? Do you remember?
Theme from The Greatest American Hero.
Believe it or not.
Believe
I
it.
loved that show.
Isn't that fun?
That's one of those shows they could bring back. The guy could never stick the landing, remember?
Yeah.
And he always crashed. And it was on the same day as the A-Team. And we watched that show. Angie, I was right there with you.
Yeah.
But now you were telling me when we were talking on the phone the other day about how music and everything has transformed you to who you are now.
Correct.
I didn't know how to get into that. How do we talk about that aspect of your life?
So,
because it evolves around you, it evolves around your husband, it revolves all through your music. It's all interconnected.
yes. And I guess you could look at it, everything that's happened through the years until now has made me want to be a motivational speaker. If I could do anything and make a living at it, I would want to do that and incorporate music. So,
now, why is that? Why?
And that is because growing up, when I was 5 years old, my parents found that I was severely deaf. And I wore hearing aids until I was 14. And then they took out the stapes in both of my ears and replaced them with Teflon wires. And therefore, the sound could now vibrate through into the inner ear. So it wasn't properly vibrating. So
what could you hear? How was it?
Just low tones. I read lips 95% of the time.
Really?
They said they don't know how I spoke clearly. They have no idea how I was able to pick up music and sing at all. And so I know that I have a calling and a blessing. And I know I'm using it even in the stage I'm at right now and stages before now. But I feel like there's more. It's bigger. And recently, I've started writing about all of those times in my life that were hard and that I've been through, and putting them together and putting them out as singles. And I want to put together an album to share that you're not alone. Like, I've probably been through it. Somebody's been through it. Somebody just needs to hear that they're not alone. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're really working hard on getting out a lot of music so that I can do that, speak out to people and let them know. And some people, they take in knowledge from speaking, some take it in from music. So if I can incorporate both, I think that would just be so neat.
And we will have, we'll talk more about your music. We're going to have information on how to get there and how to find you and find all of your music online.
Yeah.
But let's go back to where your parents were like not knowing that you couldn't hear what they were saying.
No, I was in front of the TV and my mom's like, I love you. I love you. And I wouldn't turn around and she had to get right behind me. And I'm like, I love you, Mommy.
Right.
So that's when they realized that, oh, okay, we got a problem.
kind of makes you want to go back to the talent show, be like, you know, I should win a few extra more $100.
Yeah, right.
Because of what you went through to get there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I just lived my life. Nobody knew. Like, nobody knew that I was hard of hearing. A lot of times I wouldn't wear the hearing aids because I don't know if you ever wore those or had anybody that wore them back in the 80s. And
they're pretty big.
well, they were big and they were just amplifiers. And so I really just adjusted to life without them. And just red lips. And if I didn't hear you and I ignored you, then you thought what you thought, and you know, and whatever.
Right. That's just, maybe you're just being a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's fast forward. You're in the biz. You're making money. You're booking gigs, and you get really good at singing the national anthem.
Well,
one of the hardest things to do.
Well, first off, I do not take compensation for the anthem at all. I've never have.
Okay.
Because I was unable to serve in the military. This is my way of serving my country.
Wow.
So
You give back.
I always pride myself on really being someone who gives that to my country, to those that served, and I'm so grateful, and you know that we live in this free country that we just need to remember and be grateful for. So
well, and it starts every sporting event. You know, we always hear the national anthem. When did you first start singing the national anthem here in town?
So we were living in Austin, and I started with the Texas Stars, and I tried to get in with them forever. And then one day they called me and they said, "Can you do the Canadian anthem?" And boy, did I lie through my teeth, and I said, "Yes, ma'am, I can.
I've been working on it all day.
Be there tomorrow." And she was like, "Great." And I just immediately started learning it. And once I got in doing that, I was doing the anthem for them for years. And then from them, I started doing University of Texas stuff. And then from there, I started doing Monster Jam. And from there, I started doing the San Antonio Rampage, which was the minor league team for the Avs at one point. And then the San Antonio Spurs. And then it just kept getting more,
bigger,
you know,
bigger and bigger.
more bigger and bigger. So when we moved here, I was like, oh no, I got to start all over. I don't know anybody. But luckily, I had contacts and was able to just, boom, take off and start doing it for the Nuggets and the Mammoth and the Eagles. And I'm just so grateful. It's so much fun. And
It seems like it.
yeah.
Oh, I want to talk more about this. We're going to take a quick break. We have Angie Leedholm in studio, a local podcast. She does an amazing job with everything that she does. And there's so much more about her we're going to find out. And we're
I
going to take a
know,
quick
I don't
break.
even know if you have enough time.
We got time. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. But we'll be right back. And we are back with Colorado Conversations. Today we are joined with Angie Leedholm, and she has got an amazing story, as we were talking about. Growing up, dealing with hearing problems. Then in the middle of the break, she was having mic issues. She's like, oh yeah, I only have one eye. So there's depth perception issues trying to clip your mic. All of that aside, okay? Mm-hmm. Sitting right off camera is your husband, John.
Yes.
Now I asked, I go, hey, did you guys meet in Texas? You said,
Yes.
You said yes, but he was born and raised here in Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he's a local.
Yeah.
And he's back now.
Crazy story.
So
Yes.
how did you meet this man? He's a great guy.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell everybody.
Okay.
Or at least not him.
It's just between us, right?
So I went to a bar to go dancing in the Austin area, and my friend's like, hey, let's do a walk around. You know, see who's out there.
That's the scoping out?
Yeah. So I walk around and I see him leaning against the bar with his beer and his phone. And I'm like, I said, he is handsome. And so we get back to our table and she's like, forget this. I'm going to go find someone to dance with. And I'm like, peace out. And I just hauled it to him so fast. And he was like,
really?
What is this? And I go, is this where all the cute single guys stand?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. He goes, no, they're over there.
He says no, of course.
No, yeah, he's like, no, they're over
he's a
there.
very humble guy. Yeah.
And then we get to talking, and he asked me things like, well, he said, I should be used to the cold. I'm from Colorado because we'd had an ice storm. And I'm like, oh, really? I said, I went to high school in Colorado. And he looked at me and I went, are you from Parker? And
Really?
he goes, well, yeah, because we were rivals.
Sure.
Douglas County and Parker.
Okay.
Right? And he goes, yeah, Ponderosa.
Oh, no.
And I went, oh, that's weird.
That is
then he
weird.
goes, okay, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, oh, it's a toss-up between Billy Madison and Tommy Boy. And he was like, oh my gosh, Tommy Boy's his favorite.
Really?
Yeah, and he starts quoting to make sure that I'm not lying. And so then we find out that one of his best friends from high school is married to my best friend from high school's college roommate. Like, how weird is that? And we just ended up knowing so many of the same people, and yet we're 7 years apart. And
Yeah. How long ago was that? When did you guys get married?
we will be married this July 9 years.
9 years.
And we've been together 11.
My wife, she went to the rival school in town.
Yeah.
I went to Bear Creek, she went to Cherry Creek.
Okay.
So it was the same kind of rivalry.
Yeah.
Like we didn't, but it is amazing when you start to see all the dots coming together on how,
Yeah.
you were talking earlier on how everything in your life has led you to this moment. And that's another example of it.
Yeah.
Your husband, John.
He is the yin to my yang, for
And-
sure.
And you have, you guys run your own business. And he's, what
Well, we
part
don't.
does he play in your,
Well, yeah, on my music,
On
yeah,
your
we do
music
it
side.
all on our own. So we got rid of our last daughter from the house when she went to college. Not to say that we got rid of her, but we had an empty house and we're not sad about it.
Sure.
But he took her bedroom and made it into a recording studio. So we do that, and then he does the mixing on his laptop for me, and then, I mean, we're so ghetto that we even have to go into the Jeep and drive down the road and listen to it once it's done to make sure that it's going to come out okay. Because you can't just listen on the headphones. It might be different.
Sure.
That's how, like, it's not ghetto, but it's like
that's
cheaper
testing
than
your product.
paying, like,
right. No, I
an
think that's
engineer
just
to do
being
it.
wise. Maybe you put it on and go out for
Yeah.
a run and see what it's like when you're running and you're exercising. Because you were telling me that he's your rock.
He really
like
is.
John is the rock that
Yes.
keeps you together. Keeps Angie doing what Angie needs to do.
Yes, I'm telling you, when you talked about my vision loss, that was only 3 years ago. So for 45 years, I had both eyes, and then one day I lost one from an accident, and that is extremely traumatizing. And there's a lot of trauma that comes with it, a lot of anxiety that comes with it, and when you don't have someone such as my husband, which I'm super grateful that I have, and I wish that for everybody.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Well, he's
So-
even here today.
Yeah.
He wouldn't come on camera because you know how he is.
Well, he didn't want all the other guys to get, jealous, and all the women to like crowd outside.
Right. We don't need that.
I know. He was really afraid there'd be a mob. Yeah. I told him that we would be okay.
We'll be all right, man. We'll be all right. Now, when we get into your music, on how you write your music, where does the inspiration come from?
It depends on what's going on. I mean, I'll just stop immediately and write a song. So I'll be doing TikTok, and someone will tell a story like this one gentleman said at his high school graduation that a girl came to him and said, "Do you remember me?" And he was like, "Well, of course I remember you, We just graduated together too, And she goes, "Well, do you remember when you picked me first in PE when, we had teams?" And he goes, "Yeah, I remember that." She goes, "I just want to thank you because that's the only time anyone's ever chosen me first." Wow. And I immediately was like, yeah, because he goes, he said, "Just be a little kinder to people." And so the song I wrote is out right now. It's called "Be a Little Kinder." So be a little kinder than you have to be. Give them more grace than you think they need. So, yeah. Wow. But it could be a TikTok. It could be, we were in the car and I said, "Dang, don't they say when one door closes, another one's supposed to open?" And John went, "Yeah, it's like our windows are painted shut." So I wrote one called "Painted Shut," and it is so fun, and that one's out too. But it just depends, like we could just be doing nothing, and all of a sudden there'll be a line or a word or Or one day we were driving in the Jeep and it was so nice and we had the top off and the doors off and we went and ran an errand and I go, let's just keep driving. And we did. I think we kept driving all the way down to Larkspur almost or whatever.
Yeah.
Seriously, and before turning around, and so I wrote a song that night called Don't Want to Go Home. I couldn't remember what the heck the song was. Don't Want to Go Home. So it's like, don't want to go home, not tonight. Stars above and your hand holding mine.
Such a good voice. It's such a
yeah,
good voice.
every song that I do write has a meaning. There's something behind it. It's not just even down to a Paris Hilton quote that I heard the other day where she says, don't let anyone tell you you're a yellow starburst because you are a pink starburst. So I wrote a song called Pink Starburst.
Pink Starburst.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton. I haven't heard that name in a long, long time.
Isn't that funny?
Angie, that is funny. We're going to take another quick break. We got one more to talk about what you want to do moving forward.
Okay.
How you want to take all this and help people. We'll talk more about that when we come back. All right, and we are back with Angie Leedholm. Angie, you had mentioned off the very top that you wanted to be a motivational speaker who uses music.
Yes, that incorporates music. So
What would that look like?
I would love to take one, like in particular, it can be anything. One song I wrote that's out is called Choose Me Like You Used To. And I wrote that one because John and I were on the couch and we're both on our phones and we have a fantastic marriage. But I realized, oh my gosh, this is how everybody I mean, it gets that way, right? Like you're married a while and you just kind of get used to each other. And I thought, I really need to get like this message out that continue to choose each other, like continue to do for each other and continue to let each other know that you love each other. And anyway, long story short, I wrote this song, and if I were to do like a marriage type of motivational speech, it would incorporate not taking your spouse for granted or your loved one for granted or what have you.
You told me choose every day to love that person. Because marriage is hard. You have to want it. And I tell people that too. You have to want to fix it. Whatever's broke, you got to want to fix it.
Yep.
And sometimes the kids don't want to do it. And it's like, they don't see the point in wanting to fix it. But over the long term, if you stick with it, it just gets better and better.
I think that's what's terrible about online dating now. You could just swipe to the next one.
Yeah.
That's what John used to say. He'd be like, isn't it awful? Like, if there's one thing makes them mad, they just go to the next one. They just swipe to the next one.
Or they don't even answer. We have people we work with, I have friends that had dates planned, and are we still going out? Is it still happening? And they're just gone, just vaporized. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I know. I was glad. So my mom remarried, but she remarried a friend of hers. Okay, so her friend passed away, and then 5 years later, she wasn't married to my father, and she started dating him. And in any case, I was grateful that she didn't have to go looking and like wondering what secrets they hold or what, you know what I mean? Because it's just scary out there. You just don't know. You have to be so careful.
You really do.
I mean, look at John.
I know.
I had to be really careful.
He's a handsome dude. You walk straight up to him. My wife did the same thing, and I don't know about John, but it's weird when they lock eyes, and you're like, and I look around, I'm like, who is that lady looking at? Because it's terrifying. But
I asked him
so
if I'd come to him a few years before I was like 300 pounds. I said, would you have talked to me then? He goes, your eyes were really pretty. And I was like, oh,
you got the good guy,
liar.
didn't you? Oh, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that.
Say that.
But no, that was another thing I went through was just heavy in the weight loss and knee replacements and all of that. But we don't have to get into that. But yeah, I did say that to him, though. I was like, if I had been like that and come up to you, and he's like, your eyes were pretty.
You can see it in his face. He's over there blushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to hear about it on the way home for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, good thing we took 2 different cars.
That is good. Okay, so now going forward, where do you want to go in the next 2 to 3 years? I would love to see you and Tony Robbins do a duet together.
Oh.
I mean, he's a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I don't know how good of a singer he is, but he could probably keep the beat, right?
Well, we could just have him lip sync like Milli Vanilli, and it don't matter to me.
That would be great. But where do you want to go in the next couple of years?
I would love to travel and do this. I do work full time and I love my job. I've been with them for 5 years now. But now that things are working from home, maybe this would, I could still keep that and do my passion. My passion would be to travel, meet people, share my experiences, hear their stories, help me to write more songs based on the things that I, encounter with other people, and just see things, see the world that we only have a short time.
That is true.
That we're here, and I don't know.
Took a sad turn at the end there, Angie.
9 to 5, and
then
then
death.
it's over. Yeah, and then retirement, and then it's like
dead.
if you get to do that.
Now we're running out of time. How do people find you?
That's scary. No, I'm just kidding.
Not your home address. We mean online, professionally, your music.
You can go on Facebook. It's under Angie Leedholm. On Instagram, Angie Leedholm. I'm on everything: Instagram, Facebook, X. But you can find all my streaming songs on every streaming service that you can find music or purchase music. It's out there. So just Angie Leedholm, LeedHolm. And you can listen to the music. And you can even email me at angieleedholm@gmail.com.
Ask about how you can get you in to sing the national anthem. If
Yes.
you haven't heard her nail the national anthem, she can do it.
Yes.
Crushed it.
Well, okay. Thank you. I should probably be a little more humble about that. But I love it so much. It's a natural thing for me. And it's like my happy place. I spend 3 hours getting ready to do it and 90 seconds to do it. But I tell you, I love it.
And the cheers at the end, it's only 90 seconds?
Yeah, my husband says, you always get a standing ovation.
That you do. That you do.
He's quite the comedian.
We love that guy.
But,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, I would love to. If anybody has any ideas or they want to give me that opening, the start to do motivational speaking, because I need to have myself recording. I need to have things that I can put out there so that people would say, oh yeah, we want to have her. If anybody has any connections for that, that would be awesome. I would be up for it. I'd be so grateful.
Well, I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear all about it.
Yeah.
Angie, thanks for coming on today and joining us for this Colorado conversation. We wish you the best of luck in the future.
I hate that it's over.
And I know it's over. Sorry, it does go by quick, but it was good seeing you today.
You too.
We'll talk to you soon. Take care.